Hello and welcome everybody to my weekly live stream. This is Lemurian Donna Carroll, and I channel every week to bring a message to you regarding the New Age, spirituality, channeling, what's going on in the upper realms. That is my soul mission and that is my work. I am a professional channel / medium. And I love my work, and I'm blessed to be doing what I came here to do. So today, I couldn't think about what to channel. You know, sometimes it just doesn't come in advance. But last night I got the idea. I'm sure that my guides were responsible to channel a vision for the New Age. Because everybody talks about the New Earth and going to the New Earth and being on the New Earth and whatnot. And some people say, oh, you are on the New Earth if your vibration is high enough. So I disagree with that. I do not think we are on the New Earth. I feel like when we get to the New Earth, there won't be any cars, there won't be any warfare. That might not be something that's in your immediate reality, but yet we can see that on the news or in other areas of this earth. So I don't think that's going to be in the consciousness when we finally get to the New Earth. But everyone is entitled to their opinion, and so I'm sure we all have ideas about that. Okay, so today I'm going to bring in the guides, and we are going to vision the New Earth, which is exciting because I love visioning beautiful, esoteric. You know, I'm a Pisces. We love fantasy, right? In fact, I am going to be 55 in 3 weeks' time, so I'm very excited about that because 5 and 5 equals 1. So this is going to be a big birthday for me, about really coming into my power regarding what I'm here to do, my soul mission. And I wish that for all of you. And I know some of you are really working on your soul missions, doing your thing, doing your jam, and working it constantly and consistently. And I give you props for that. So the first thing I did when I knew that I was going to be visioning the New Earth with the help of my guides is that I got my stones. I'm wearing, you can't see, but I am wearing 2 pieces of selenite. This is a beautiful example of Moroccan selenite. Very, very nice. But I have 2 smaller pieces on. Selenite is the highest vibrating crystal on the planet. The highest vibrating stone on the planet. And it is the second highest vibrating organic material on the planet, according to this lady. She's a crystallologist. I was watching her video. So rose would be a higher frequency. So very interesting. But if you want a power crystal, this is your crystal, selenite. And I'm not going to go into all of the ways to use it or how it works because I have that on my website. If you go to my website is lemuriandonnacarroll.com. And when you have time and you have an hour of free time, you can go to the website and there's a class on selenite. I recorded it previously. It will teach you about the history of selenite, what it is, and how to work with it. And it is the best stone to utilize for releasing trauma, impressions, anything negative. And it is a direct conduit to the celestial realms. And I always joke, I say, oh, when I started channeling, there was like selenite coming at me from everywhere. And that is true. I have beautiful selenite angels in this apartment, and it keeps my space vibrating very, very highly. I could not do what I do without the stones and, of course, the guides. So anyhow, check out the video on selenite when you have time. Also wanted to announce that I'm going to be on Carrie Murphy's show, Straight Talk for the Soul. This is my 2nd time on the show. I'm scheduled to be on March 23rd, so in a month's time. And I'm super excited because Carrie has over 3 million subscribers. I have no idea how she did that. Hard work and talent. Yeah. And I have to give her so much credit. And the other hosts out there who have proper shows, unlike this show is my little homespun creation, but proper shows where they are really interviewing new age, innovative channels, psychics, healers, crystallologists, all types of people who have cutting edge information and technology to offer people. But it's a question of, how do I get that information out there? You know, who resonates with what I have to offer? And so she provides that platform, that forum for many people. And so I want to thank her and all of the hosts that are doing this work, because without them, how would we get educated, you know? So I'll be on Straight Talk for the Soul, March 23rd. I will be offering a channeling class on her show and through my website as well. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about everything today. I'm excited about it because I'm a channeling teacher. I've taught a few people how to channel in New Mexico. I've had classes in New Mexico. And this class is going to be on Zoom. So it will be my channeling class, but I'm redesigning it because I am really offering it and targeting it for Lemurians. So the Lemurian Mother Goddess will be overseeing the class, Lemurian energies will be present, and you will be able to bring in your Lemurian guides. And you will be able to verbally channel by the end of this 4-week course 2 times a week. So it's 16 hours of instruction. So if you want to become a channel, you're probably already channeling. You're channeling as you go about your daily life. Oh, I got an idea for this. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, wow, I feel this. Those are your guides talking to you. But if you want to do it more consciously, you can learn to channel, and you can verbally bring them in, and they will bring you amazing insights. And they will bring you a very, very high frequency that you really can't experience elsewhere. I've meditated 25 years and I love to meditate, but channeling gets me higher than anything else. I'll just tell you that right now. So you don't need to be smoking any type of substance. You can if you want to, but you can just learn how to channel and be high naturally. What else? What else? So I'm teaching that class and I'm very excited about it. It will be over the internet on Zoom so I can reach the Lemurians. Because guess what? They don't all live in my hometown, unfortunately. What else do I want to mention? So also, I'm redoing my website currently, but if you're interested in a reading, I do readings all the time. And that is how I make my living. I do spiritual readings and heart thread sessions, so readings and healings. And the readings really do go far out. They will give you galactic information, past life information, karmic information, and people come to me with all types of concerns. So enough promotions. Let's get to the reason why we're here, which is the channeling. Now, one thing I can say, though, is if you're watching my live streams or actually any type of, hi guys, hi Marie, Antoinette, and Rock, it's nice to see you. If you're watching any type of spiritual or psychic show, if you really want that information to get into your field and your body, put a piece of selenite on your body. It's best if it touches your skin, actually, but you know, it can be in your field. Bring that into your space. Everyone should have, I believe, a huge piece of selenite in their home to keep it cleansed and purified at all times. And it's not, you can bring the piece in and it's going to work for you, but it's much more effective if you call in your guides. So I would say, Archangel Michael, I invoke you. Please come into this piece of selenite and work through it. I ask 100,000 warrior protection angels to come through this piece of selenite and work through it. I ask my highest and best healing and channeling angels to come through this piece of selenite and work with it and through it. I ask that you keep my space cleansed of all negative entities, energies, and thought forms. And I ask that you bring in the highest light from source through the stone to work with me and anybody that comes in this space. Amen. That's all you have to do. They're in there, they're working, and they love it. They love to work with humans. Okay, so I was thinking about the New Earth. And by the way, I have seen the New Earth on 2 occasions. I'm clairvoyant, and most of the time I see things in my third eye when I'm channeling and I go into a light trance. However, on several occasions, there have been certain times where I see things out in the world, out in 3D. And one time I was in Colorado and I was driving down the road. This was a couple of years ago. And anyhow, it was an amazing trip. I saw some really beautiful places. By the way, there's tremendously high vibrations in those mountains. And anyhow, so I was looking over to the right and I saw a grove of trees. And then all of a sudden it morphed. And it morphed into the same grove of trees, but the trees were brighter, lighter. And then I saw all these it looked like glitter sparkles around the trees. And the vibration was so amazing and so beautiful and so high. It was the same exact thing, but it was just a very heightened version of what I was seeing in 3D life. And I looked at that for like 10 or 15 seconds, and then I came out of it and came back down, and then the trees came back to their normal color. So I saw a grove of trees morph into the new earth. I also was walking where I lived one day on a path, and I walk regularly, and I was walking down the path, and who knows what I was thinking about. And I looked up, and I saw this skateboarder, and she was female. She was wearing like these really strange clothes, like clothes that people do not wear. And I'm like looking at her. And then I shut my eyes very quickly, right? And then I look up again and she vanished. She was gone. So I knew I was accessing another dimension. And I believe it was a new earth. So that was kind of exciting. I think those are the only 2 times that I've visited the new earth. So I know that it's there on the periphery. It is out there. But I think that our goal is to ascend to that place permanently and to live there. So without further ado, because I know I tend to talk, I want to bring in the guides and I want to bring in a vision of the new earth. The one psychic hit that I got regarding the new earth was today, as we go about our lives, we have to make a living. Most of us have to make a living. Some of us don't. Some of us are provided for. However, most of us have to make a living. And so our incentive for many people, I'm not saying me, but I'm saying the incentive for many people to do their work and to be out there and to run their lives, in a sense, sometimes it is fear. Why do I say this? Because fear is motivating people to work, to get things done, to be out there, to accomplish their goals, because they have the fear, like, if I don't get up and go to my job, believe me, I've had plenty of jobs where I had to be there on time and, could not be a minute late, right? They have to get to their jobs, and fear is the motivation, because if they don't get to work on time and they don't do their jobs properly, then they'll lose their job, and that will create a loss of income. And, if you go on that tangent long enough, you're on the street homeless. So people are motivated by fear, the fear of not having enough, the fear of being in lack, the fear of not having enough money to live. Forget about doing what you want to do. To live, to put food on the table, and so on and so forth. So I feel like the main motivation for people in this world to do what they need to do is fear, because there's a lot of people doing things that they don't want to do. Okay, they're in these jobs they don't like. They're in these relationships they don't like. Oh, I got to stay with this guy because, he brings in good money and whatever. So I was thinking about that, and then I thought, well, what is, and but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing in some ways, because if you don't have that fear, then you're not going to do your work. You're not going to get up there and go to your job and bring in that money or whatever needs to happen. Okay. Now, a higher motivation for people to achieve would be altruism. Okay. I'm not doing this so I can, in a sense, making profit. I'm not saying 100%, but making money off of people, it is a form of usury, because for many people, the incentive is to make money, and it's like they just bring in the raw material that they can make money off of. That's what business is all about. That's what capitalism is all about. I have an MBA, so I know. I've studied, you all know. We're all humans here on this planet. We know how it works. So there's got to be like a higher motivation than making profit, right? Because, I feel like the profit motivation has caused a lot of harm in this world, pollution, usury, as I mentioned before, people ripping off other people, that type of thing. And I could go on, 24/7 for a week and talk about what's wrong with the world, but I don't want to put my attention and focus there. We're moving out of that. But the incentive is usually why people do things that aren't really that good, even criminals and con men, is to make money, to profit off of other people. So how can we change that? What can we do? And it came to me that really we need to shift our motivation. So, and I'm not saying I'm here yet. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that I see that what we have to do is open our hearts and get into the fifth dimension so purely, so clearly, that our motivation is not to use other people for profit, or not to use other people to help us achieve. But our motivation, it becomes pure love. Like, we love everything so much. We love everybody so much. We have this unconditional love for the world and the people in the world that we want to give because of love, because that is what we want to produce and put out to the world. We want to help people. We want to lift people up. It brings us joy to do our work to help other people. And there have been examples of this. This is what the saints have done through the millennia. They give of themselves, sacrifice. But it wasn't a sacrifice. They did that because it gave them joy. It brought them happiness. And they wanted to heal others because they had access to source energy. And they wanted to freely share that with other people. So the motivation needs to become love. Love is the motivation. That is why I do my work. That is why I help other people. That is why I, am here. So I think we're transferring into that energy. And I'm not saying that it's either or. Usually it's a combination. Usually it's like, yeah, I need to make a profit. I want to make a profit. And yes, I want to offer something that brings love and joy to me and other people. Usually it's a combo. But what if we lived in a world where we weren't constantly struggling to make ends meet? There was abundance all around us. And when people think of abundance, they think, oh, there's lots of dollars all around. When I think of abundance, I think of free energy machines. I think of hydroponic gardening. I think of systems in place that are so advanced, so what's the word? They produce easily, and they produce what we need: clothing, shelter. They produce food, and we can see these technologies coming about. You can see the technologies of inexpensive housing, 3D technology, building 3D printed homes. You can see the organic gardening techniques improving. But when we start having conscious communication with the ETs who are all around us, And we're in the new world, and they bring us that technology, and we're utilizing it constantly and consistently every day. We're not going to worry about profit because our basic needs will be taken care of. We will have food, shelter, and we will have clothing. And we won't have the desire to accumulate and to bring in, oh, I need this and I need that. And, oh, I want this new car. And, oh, I want this new jacket. You know, we won't have this incessant, insatiable desire to accumulate because our hearts will be filled with love, non-attached love. And when your heart is filled with non-attached love and you're going into the enlightened state, or you're in the enlightened state, you don't desire. You don't desire material things. We have really, really, really gotten to the point where we have way more than we need. I know plenty of people that have beautiful homes, beautiful wardrobes, you know, go on beautiful vacations, and it's like they still want more. It's like, I want more. I want that. I'm like, you guys, if you want more, bring in your guides. If you want to go on a vacation, learn to astral travel, go to Hawaii overnight, and then come back from your dream state. It's not exactly the same, but it's still fun. Anyhow, so I know I've been talking, so I'm going to channel, okay? So yes, we're going from a motivation of fear. And well, I just came to the first motivation is fear, operating out of fear. I'm doing this so I don't end up here. The second motivation would be ego attainment. I'm putting myself out there and I'm becoming the best writer, writing this incredible book because I want to have this status of everybody looking at me and telling me how great I am. That would be the second level of motivation. So the first is fear, the second is ego attainment, and the third and highest is unconditional love. And normally when we are we're working from all three levels at once, but one will dominate. And our goal is to get into the level of unconditional love where we're putting our offerings out to the world because we love everything and everybody in the world. You can't fake that stuff. You can't fake it. You got to get there naturally. Okay, so I hope, Marie, you don't mind me reading your comment. I want to earn my own living, a career vocation, and not just a job, and a powerful psychology. I was diagnosed with bipolar depression. I believe any type of depression, bipolar including, is healable. Usually it's because you have childhood trauma that has been deeply, deeply ingrained in your physical body, and it needs to be removed. Okay, that's really the basis of insomnia, depression, any type of illness that we have that's affecting our emotional body, anxiety. It's childhood trauma that needs to be released. And I find the best way to do that is conscious breath work. So also a meditation practice is in order. Conscious breath work, meditation, all of these things will help you release childhood trauma so that you can become self-actualized. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I've gone through this process. You know, I was very abused when I was a young child, and I was sick for many, many years with depression, anxiety, PTSD, etc., etc. And it took breath work for me to access the trauma and release it. And I would say most of it is released at this point, but I still have some forgiveness work to do. You don't need to label yourself. Everybody out there has, you know, so-called mental issues. It is about living in a very, very sick world with lots of trauma put on us, usually at a very young age. You just work on releasing it. It is important, however, to release it and to get into a state where you create a vacuum within your body so that your divine codes, your divine soul mission can actualize. In other words, if you have trauma and self-doubt and some negativity, negative emotions taking up the space in your metaphysical, subtle, and physical bodies, it's blocking your divine soul mission. You got to get rid of that stuff. And then that divine soul mission comes in, that divine work comes in, and then you can go out there and do it properly. It's almost like you got to get rid of the old to bring in the new. It is like that. So know that it's possible, but you have to take conscious and consistent actions to heal yourself. And I'm not a big believer in pharmaceuticals. I think people sometimes need them to get by, but I think there are other options out there to heal yourself. And believe me, you can make a living doing your soul's work, because that's what I'm doing. And I'm not saying I'm a millionaire. I'm far from it. There are months where I'm like, but I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm doing what I came here to do. And I've worked in offices. I've been a secretary. I taught high school. I've worked my whole life, except when I was sick. I've been sick. I've had some severe illnesses in my 40s. I'm not going to go into all that, but I'm much happier, much happier doing my work on my terms, instead of working for someone else, because I find that working for other people, if they're not in that vibratory state of openness, then it's like there's a disconnect, because you just don't get each other. Like, a lot of people don't get me, and that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. But I prefer to be around people that are vibing at the same frequency, that want to bring I'm a karmic yogi. I am here to bring change, big time. And I don't apologize for that. And I have gone through all the trauma and all the process of releasing it, so that I can bring in the guides who will work through me and bring massive change in this world. And I'm talking massive. And right now I'm in the process of becoming a vegan. I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but I'm making the changes. I was vegetarian, not 100%, but vegetarian, and now I'm becoming vegan. It's like I never thought I would be a vegan. So Spirit has a funny way of working with you. All right, so I'm going to bring in the guides, and they are going to bring in a vision of New Earth. I appreciate your attention. I send you waves and waves of love. Okay, so at this time, I ask for my highest and best guides to come forth. I ask for my channeling guides to come in. I'm asking for Archangel Michael to come in. I asked for Archangel Raphael to be here, Archangel Ariel, and Archangel Gabriel. I'm asking for the guardians of Gaia to come in. I'm asking for the guides for the new earth, whether they're ETs or angels. I'm asking that they come in. I also request that the highest self of Mother Gaia or Mother Earth come in. And lastly, I ask that this session be overseen by the Mother Goddess of ancient Lemuria. And at this time, I ask that whoever would like to speak come forward, and you can speak as a collective. We would love that. And I ask that a vision of the new earth be brought forward and brought to us at this time. Amen. Yes, we are here. We are the guardians of Gaia, and we are very pleased to be here today with you all. What is our job? Who are the guardians of Gaia? We are a collection or a group of souls who have come together to consult with Mother Earth or the soul of Earth to bring about the ascension energies and the new Earth. And we come from various parts of the solar system, galaxy, even universe. There is a core group of us who work with Mother Earth and the sentient beings upon Earth. And then there is an outer core of the guardians of Gaia who come in when certain technical expertise is needed to help Earth with her ascension process. And so it is a loose configuration of a core few and many around the core who come in for specific projects or specific work to do with Gaia. So the guardians of Gaia are here to hold the space and to bring Earth into full blossoming of the fifth dimension, from which she fell from many, 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 many years ago. It is Mother Earth's desire to be in the fifth dimension and actually higher, and to be in a space where she is respected, loved, honored, and where she feels all of this unconditional love within her body. And so we are here to help make that happen. And yes, it is a huge job, as you know. So you understand that you are on the ascension path, or you would not be listening to this live stream, and you understand that you are going to the new Earth. However, we would like to offer a vision of what that new Earth would look like and how it would function. Because sometimes when you have an idea of where you want to be, but you're not quite sure of the specifics, sometimes it helps to get a clearer vision so that you can move to and through that goal very, very quickly and clearly. Yes, the ascension is in full force. And if you would like to understand what precipitated the ascension and accelerating, especially after the clock turned in 2020, we suggest that you listen to the channel's last recorded message from Archangel Michael, who will delineate and explain the changes in the celestial field that makes the rapid ascension possible at this time. And yes, you are on the fast track now. You are on the fast track. All of your years of waiting and hard work are starting to pay off. And so now we would like to bring in a vision of what this beautiful new Earth, the new Earth that we are actually configuring in the ethers, what it would look like as a human being walking upon your planet. And so we bring in our visionary guides on our council to communicate this vision to you at this time. Yes, this is the guardian of Gaia, and I am here to help you see what the new Earth will look like. And so let me take you on a journey to this hallowed and sacred place. The new Earth is a beautiful landscape of nature, and nature in its pure working condition and form. The fields of grass grow tall, the oak trees grow tall, as well as the maple and the elm. Many varieties of trees will come back and grow in groves, in family groups, and they will communicate with each other. The new Earth will be the age of the trees, who have come to work with humans and provide shelter and shade for the newly evolved human being. Nature will not be contained. Nature will be allowed to be in its pristine and natural state. If a dam is to be built, it will be built by beavers. And humans and animal life will be in telepathic communication so that they can live in harmony and so that they can achieve common goals without intruding upon the habitats of each other. And yes, dams will be built by beavers who have done this work for millions of years. And the landscape will be inviting, calm, peaceful, and it will provide everything that a human being could need or want. Humans will no longer have the desire or so perceived need to kill animals for clothing, shelter, or sport. That will be something that resides in the old earth. Animals will be allowed to roam freely. The buffalo will roam over the Great Plains of North America once again. The dolphins will swim in the waters unobstructed again, and so will the whales. Hunting or killing of animals will not be allowed upon the new earth. Human beings will get their needs met by the growing of plants. Hemp, which is the marijuana plant, will provide clothing, shelter, food, and other commodities that the human being requires. Plants of all kinds, herbs of all kinds, will communicate with channels and perceptive human beings who will once again understand their full power and the attributes that they offer. So the unperceived healing qualities of many plants and herbs will come to the fore, and human beings will not need chemically produced pharmaceuticals from a lab to have their diseases cured. In fact, it will be a land where disease practically does not exist, because as soon as human beings have a frequency come up in their body that is incompatible, it will be addressed very, very quickly by sound healers and individuals that work with the healing properties of crystals to heal that human being. Disease is caused by a mismatch of frequency within the body. If your liver is at a lower frequency than your stomach and your skin is at another frequency, there is a mismatch of vibration, and this gets the human organs to not work synchronistically together. So it is about bringing balance back into the body by creating systems that vibrate at the correct frequencies so that they can communicate with each other. Healing will be crystalline in nature and herbal in nature, and many people will utilize accoutrements from ancient days to bring healing and love and expansion to the human psyche. When we mention crystals, we mention that crystals will be used to fuel the new earth. Technology, transportation, energy production, meaning heat and cooling, and telepathy will all be enhanced by the use of crystals. And master crystal teachers will incarnate upon the earth to teach how to utilize crystals safely and effectively to help humans in their everyday life, and also to help them expand in their consciousness. It is not a well-known fact, but the common quartz crystal can be utilized not only to access other worlds, but to bring those gifts from those worlds to the earth plane. And this was something that was done quite frequently in Atlantis and Lemuria. Now, these gifts will be given to humans based on their capacity to receive. As you know, there was a misuse of the crystalline technology in Atlantis, and there was an aberration in ancient Lemuria where the psyche became a little bit off balance or off center. And so these civilizations disappeared. It is very important to the Lemurian mother goddess that no type of abuse or misuse of crystals come into the new earth. And so the secrets of the crystalline technology will be introduced and also utilized based on the capacity of the humans to do so in full integrity. Instead of creating schools where children learn to profit off of each other or learn a skill or trade to make a living, making a living will not be an issue. Even a person who is not contributing to their full capacity will be provided for. Homes will be made of hemp or natural materials. Food will be grown very, very readily. Crystals will be grown in labs. So pesticides, herbicides, glyphosate, all of these types of artificial farming will be eliminated. Growers will grow plants working with the nature devas, talking to the plants, talking to the spirits behind the plants. The plants will grow one season and then they die, and their fruits and their riches will be disseminated to humans. Humans will have a vegan diet. There will be no need to drink the milk of another animal. That milk will be utilized for the young of that animal. Animals are tired of being abused by humans, just as humans were very tired of being abused by dark reptilians. It is time for everybody to go into their power, live their lives based on giving and taking with love. So the world will be very, very natural, but yet technologies will be brought into place that will make the most of these natural gifts on Mother Gaia. And humans will not have the fear of starvation, poverty, of illness. They know that they will be provided for. And as they express their love to Mother Earth and each other, more and more abundance will come their way. Abundance in all natural forms. There will not be a money system because money will not be needed. All the needs will be taken care of. Master crystallologists will utilize crystals to provide energy freely out of love for their fellow human being. You're not going to have to scramble to make a living. You will be provided for by the evolved, beautiful beings who live on the planet and freely share their gifts based on a motivation of love. So advanced technology will come about and will happen, and it will depend on the human's capacity to handle it. There will not be another destructive phase on the new earth. Human beings, with all of this free time and abundance around them, will spend their time pursuing their passions. So communities will come about upon the new earth where certain groups will coalesce to work on their passions. If there is a group of individuals who likes working with plants, they want to learn as much as they can about echinacea or certain types of plants on the planet. They are botanists and they want to study the growing and healing properties of plants. They will coalesce in a community and they will study these things and work in harmony and do research, and they will live their passion. The same is true for people that have an interest in crystals, whether it's to produce energy or to use them for healing or to use them to bring in off-planetary energies and souls that will bring in information for humans to experience. Also, there will be groups of artists that live together, whether they are sculptors or painters Perhaps there will be artists who are writers that want to live in a writing community and share each other's works. Maybe there will be a group of poets who live together and they have poetry events where they can express themselves and share their most precious work. So the work of the heart, the work of the soul, your true passion, you will be given the opportunity to work and live it in the new age. However, not all humans want to live in community. There will be some groups where there will be some individuals who live consistently communing with nature, the hermits of old. They might want to live in a cave and commune with Mother Earth, commune with the spirits, and live in solitude, and that is perfectly fine. There will be family groups that coalesce and live together who are very, very focused on raising healthy, loving, well-adjusted, and adapted children. So the most precious gift to be given on the new earth is the gift of life. Human beings will not reproduce like they do currently. And when they reproduce, it will be a huge celebration and a great, great event. And when a soul decides that it wants to come into the womb of its mother, it will be loved and cherished and communicated with from inception. And these beautiful children will be brought into the new earth, and these will be very highly evolved souls who will come down to teach the humans and further the expansion of the energies on this planet. So the population, yes, will be decreased. The earth is overpopulated right now. Animals are not given their habitats. Plants are not given their space. And there will be a newfound respect for the plant, animal, and mineral kingdom. And as humans start to love, truly love these souls will start opening up and start communicating telepathically with humans who are ready to receive this information. The whales will be bringing in the energies that will communicate with the Syrian light beings. They will bring in the ability for humans to spread their information, their knowledge, their words beyond the earth realm. Dolphins will bring in the beautiful Pleiadian energy of creatively living in community and the energy of joy. And if a human, for instance, is born in a small community of 80 or 100 light workers who are painters, and each soul will choose its parents, its incarnational pattern, and where it wants to live. So if you are an artist in the ethers and you want to practice art and expand your repertoire upon earth, you will incarnate into an artist family, into an artistic community, and you will be painting from the time you were born. You will be around this energy. You will be painting from the time you can talk and handle the paintbrush in your hand. So humans will be loving life because they will be doing what they want to do. And their motivation will be one of love. Now, there will be special places upon the earth where you could consider them ET landing spots or portals where extraterrestrials come down. There will be special places where they come down, which will be in resonance to their frequency. So Pleiadians do have bases upon the planet currently, but they are hidden and usually in the higher dimension. When you go to the new earth, these Pleiadian landing spots will be well known, and the Pleiadians will come and go in their portals, and they will come down to observe earthlings, to help earthlings, and earthlings that would like to communicate with them or work with them will be invited to do so. Human beings will travel freely. If, for instance, you are a sculptor and you want to go to a community across the landmass, yes, the land masses will be quite different. So we can't say you're going to go from China to Nigeria you might be going from A to B, but those continents do not exist yet, as they will be coming up from the waters. However, if you are a sculptor and you've been studying in your family group or community, and yet you know about another community on another landmass where they're doing very innovative work and you want to go there and study, you will go. You will study there. You can roam freely, and each community group will openly welcome those who want to learn the special skill or product or teaching that they have to offer. There will be, again, monks who live in seclusion as they do today, and whose main purpose and goal is communing with the divine and expanding their spiritual gifts, expanding their consciousness. So essentially, because your needs will be taken care of, because there are those upon the planet incarnated who will bring about advanced technology to produce all of your needs, you will have the time and the freedom to work and to experience your passions. Passions, yes. Now, crystalline healing caves will exist. Crystalline technology will come back in that will be anti-aging. So you can expect that the average human lifespan will be much, much longer on the new Earth because the technology will be brought back and ETs will come and share their technologies that can prolong human life. So if you want to live for 300 years, it's not going to be a problem. Many of the new souls coming in are coming from Venus. The Venetian energy, the Venetian culture, if you will, is going to permeate the new Earth. So the culture will be Lemurian, but it will also be Venetian. And many of those Venetian, and the Venetian energy has started to come in, but it'll come in more and more prevalently as the years go on. The Venetians will bring in that cultural renaissance of food, love, art. Just think of Venus, think of the Italian Renaissance, think of heightened architecture, art, think of beauty in all of its forms. That is what is coming to the new Earth from the Venetians. And as we have mentioned, the forerunners are already here, but more are on their way. So you can see that the new Earth will be a very, very pleasant, loving, and beautiful place to live. It will be like a Garden of Eden, but it won't be boring because anything that you want to study or pursue, you can pursue. If it is not on the planet, then you will have access through crystalline technology to the ETs or light beings that have expertise in that field. It is going to be an amazing place to be. It is the place where every soul will want to be because it is so beautiful. Earthlings will be communing with the Mother Earth. There will be loving, balancing, grounding energy coming up from the earth. Earthlings will be in constant communication with Mother Earth, and they will be loving in a loving, symbiotic relationship with the Mother, who is full of surprises for Earthlings who respect her and value her gifts. Also, the divine Mother Goddess of Lemuria will be incarnated, and she will be the spiritual ruler of the new Earth. Yes, it is important that Earthlings have a guide or a guidepost or someone to look up to who can provide higher thought forms, higher ways of living, more and more love. And so the Mother Goddess will call her own the Lemurians around her, and the Lemurian culture will be brought back in all of its beauty and grace. And so these are very, very exciting times coming up for all creatures upon the new Earth. However, animals, plants, and minerals will be respected. All life will be respected. All life will understand that they have the right to be here and to experience the beautiful buzzing of the bees and the flowers and the flying of the butterflies above your head, and the beautiful birds chirping, singing their beautiful songs every morning, noon, and night. Life will be respected and loved, and so because creatures will feel that love, they can sing their song to the fullest. The birds can sing their beautiful songs to the fullest. Eventually, pranic energy will provide their sustenance, so animals will not need to prey upon each other. Again, their needs will be met as well. As Jesus said, the lion will lay down with the lamb. If you want to get hints about how the new earth will be, look up the teachings of Christ. Anyhow, just know that it will be a divine place full of grace and beauty, help and support. You will be loved, appreciated, and respected and honored as the child of God and the beautiful, unique expression of God that you are. It will be heaven upon earth. And your heavenly brothers and sisters will be here to share it with you. It will be a place of beauty, divinity, and grace. And this is what the guardians of Gaia have come today to transmit to you. And although we have spoken these words, we want to energetically transmit to you the most loving and highest vibrations of this beautiful realm. And so we do this with the help of the selenite. So please go inside your own heart and think about what you would like to manifest for the new earth. How would you like to live on the new earth? Do you want to be going from place to place, sailing across the waters, visiting cultures and learning from other peoples? Or do you want to stay in one place and pursue your passion? Whatever it is, we ask that you go into your heart and we ask that you get a vision, bring in a reality of how you want to live on the new earth, and meditate upon this in your own heart, as this will bring in the keys and the codes to make it so. And we ask that you take a few moments to do this now. Very good. And the Lemurians from Telos are coming in and they want to say hi. They are living underground, Mount Shasta, in a higher dimension. And they, as well, are holding the keys and the new frequency and the vision for the new earth. And they would like to send their energy and their love to you. And so we ask that their transmission come through. Very good. And so the Lemurians underground in the higher dimensions will be coming back to help Earthlings with food production, sustainable ways of living, all of those things. Trees will not be cut down and harvested. There are many, many better ways to create energy, as we all know, so it's exciting. So at this time, I want to end conscious communication with the guardians of Gaia and the Lemurians. This is Donna Carroll talking, but I want to end conscious communication. Okay, so I am back fully. I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. I want nothing more than every soul that wants to be, for every soul that wants to be on the new earth to go there. Understand that the separation of worlds will happen based on vibration. So if your vibration is not high enough to get to the new earth, you're not going to go there. If your vibration is high enough to go there, you will go there. So the most important thing right now that anyone can do is work on raising their frequency, because it will bring in the new earth faster, quicker, and it'll get you there. It'll get you to that destination. And you won't be on the fence. You won't be. I had one friend say, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to the new earth," and I'm thinking, of course you are, silly, because even if you know about it, it's in your consciousness, you're going to go. I've been waiting for the new earth for my whole life, and I can't wait until it comes in. And honestly, I don't know when it's going to come in. I know it will be accompanied by great, great earth changes, as the Mother Earth requires a cleanse. And I know that it's going to be within my lifetime. I would think it's going to be relatively soon. Definitely. I'm thinking within 5 years. I mean, some people say it's going to happen this year. My guides have not told me. I don't know the exact time. So anyhow, I wish you so much love, luck, prosperity, abundance, spiritual connection, and evolution. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week, and I don't know who I'll be channeling. If you have any suggestions, please write them down. I can channel just about anyone, Pleiadians, Syrians, Arcturians, or the Mother Goddess, or whatever. So anyhow, wishing you well. Take it easy and take good care. Bye-bye.